All right, here we go. Hello, anyone who's already here and or who is watching the recording afterwards. Just get everything finalized here. Synchronize these. Muted. All right, that's good. Live, live. Okay. So as the title implies, this is going to be a relatively short one because not too much happened, at least not too much that would warrant at length talking unless something somebody says or asks in chat, like usual, makes me go off for like half an hour unintentionally. But, anyways, why is my phone ringing? Pardon me a second. No one ever calls me. Well, wrong number. Okay, sorry about that. How unprofessional of me. I'm back. It was just a wrong number. My name is not Zach Ruthko, or whoever that person was looking for. Let's see. The only other physical, like actual calls I've gotten on my phone in the last year were all from, they were all from scammers. And two of those scammers were, like the creepy kind that like mouth breathe into the phone for like a good 10 seconds before they actually start talking to you. But we have anybody here? Probably less than half an hour, for how short to answer that question. That would be the general intention, at least. Let's see. Before the stuff in the title, since that's what people are going to show up for, there is other random, or not random, just there is other non-Iran related specific stuff happening. So, large Ukrainian drone and missile strike on the Volgograd oil refinery, which is now uh, burning pretty decently. And some really weird, wacky shenanigans. Since one of the things Russia keeps demanding is that it be given the ZNPP nuclear power plant, and they apparently want to use it to power massive crypto farming. Because I don't know, maybe they've fallen into the Bitcoin crypto is the future cult. And also, while we wait for just a few more people to show up, got the new population pyramid for Turkey. And it, you know, continues. The indentation death spiral, as with many other countries, continues going in. So, population, as said back during the population numbers update stream, a bit over 86, and their fertility rate is around 1.4 now. And you can see the massive indentations, not as horrifically small as the lowest generation bars of China or South Korea's pyramid, for example, but still pretty devastating. Anyways, that's all the time I'm going to give people. Oh, look, it's Josh. That's all the time I'm going to give people to show up. So, excuse me, I clicked on you, OBS. Uh, we've already been going for 5 minutes, anyways. Okay, yep, you guys had enough time. So things continue to build up to the inevitable Iran toppling strike campaign. Then you draw a big X. So the slight weird conspiracy, but would still be believable in this particular timeline that we happen to have chosen. The that conspiracy that popped up. I'm just gonna do SB for Super Bowl, and I don't know, I'll draw really bad football here. Uh, yeah, gotta have the laces. So there was a wacky kind of clowny conspiracy theory going around that uh, the strikes on Iran were going to start specifically during the Super Bowl because supposedly Trump wanted to like make a war announcement and outshine the Super Bowl, like get more viewers than it with his announcement. That ended up, as expectedly, turning out to not be the case because, that would kind of be just over the line of too stupid. Despite the timeline that we're in right now, being one where that would kind of fit in, that would have kind of been over the line, like just barely over the line, mind you. But that would have been just over the line of a little too stupid. So that did not happen. The negotiations took place in Oman, and to the surprise of no one, Iran said no to the deal because the four bullet points of the deal are all things that Iran was going to refuse no matter what. So we threatened them apparently after that, saying that if they don't agree at the next meetup tomorrow, Wednesday, then that's going to be like it, and we're getting ready to send a second carrier group as there's one strike group already there, which is usually a carrier plus four destroyers plus one or two missile cruisers plus one or two subs that are not usually publicly disclosed as part of the group, and also a few other random destroyers have come in just on their own float. And I've seen some really really bad low kind of lower IQ takes. It might be disinfo, but it's really bad disinfo if that's the case. And with like everybody saying that we actually uh, it's not physically possible to send. I can't put that surprised black guy meme here because I don't have a stash of memes, but that it's not physically possible for us to send another carrier because there's a few there's a few in maintenance, and there's the Gerald Ford in the Caribbean is supposed to go home, even though they could just be ordered to not and to go over there. But even so, they'll still probably go home. It'll probably be the George H.W. Bush carrier group that goes over there. But people on particularly Twitter, because that's where the zero IQ sociopathy is, were saying no, that would be impossible because the George H.W. Bush group is doing a special exercise right now, and they can't go anywhere while they're doing that, as if doing a round of training is like what you're locked by the universe in a prison cell or something on a timer. You can actually just stop doing one thing and go do another thing. We've done that a lot of times when every time China did like a mass like force assembly on the coast to practice for Taiwan, when we sent like extra carriers over there while they were doing such things, every one of those, the carriers were like supposed to be dedicated to some specific other task, and we just redirected them. So the George H.W. Bush carrier, there's no physical like physics laws of the universe saying they have to spend another 2 weeks out here practicing to fight Cthulhu when he finally awakens from under the Bermuda Triangle or something. They can be ordered to stop practicing to fight Cthulhu and go over to the Middle East, and they'll just do it. But that is also supposedly only going to happen supposedly if Iran refuses the deal again tomorrow, because there's another meetup tomorrow in Oman. And also, it is more indicative that it is coming. It is not just us anymore. The UK has also begun sending down military assets and combat jets to the region. At the moment, they're parking their stuff in Cyprus to stay kind of just out of range, but in terms of being a target themselves, but being there and ready to do stuff if they are so called upon to do. And after the hundreds of C-17 flights bringing everything in, everything is now set up and visible around the Middle East, all the AD systems and stuff. This is from Qatar, right? Yeah. This photo was snapped in Qatar. All the stuff is now set up to shield against possible inbound retaliation with whatever segment of its missile force Iran does have remaining. And stuff was even flown into Armenia and Azerbaijan. And it was kind of laughably passed off as dozens of C-17s were flying in to fly in like Secret Service guards because the vice president, the hillbilly 5 IQ beard dude, is visiting there. Uh, and not even not even in like even higher threat regions are they ever surrounded by like so many security dudes that it would take like over a dozen C-17s to transport all of them. Not even the ridiculous amount of Cadillac Escalades either. So, yes, contrary to public statements, that is almost certainly some form of guarantee or protection being delivered to Armenia and Azerbaijan, uh, just in case maybe Iran got wacky and did something. Although theoretically they would not do anything to or against Armenia. But now everything is around and ready, and the IDF, Israel has actually been getting kind of pissed that we're telling because they they've kept begging to like for us to not keep like pulling on the leash and holding them back, to just let them start going at it themselves. But we really wanted to have, the defensive AD shield wall ready before even if it were to just be them doing it themselves, before letting them do such a thing, because Iran may or may not, probably will, like try attacking our stuff as well, even if it was just Israel doing stuff, but it's not going to be just them. Uh, I think that was everything related to Iran. So hopefully it didn't take that much. Only 15 minutes. That's good. And nothing else from anybody. If everybody who's showing up late, you can go down to the bar and you can scroll back through time and get anything you missed. I think that's everything related to the Iran situation. Oh, they also did. The Iranian government published a really cringy AI video of Shahed drones like taking out the Abraham Lincoln carrier, where they fly in and there's like no CIWS cannons engaged, no anti-air missiles come up. They all just fly in unopposed, and everything explodes in like nuclear level explosions. Some other side stuff. We are apparently deploying a bit more to northern Nigeria with no specifications, just said 200 military personnel or roughly 200 military personnel with no unit ID, no mission specification, which that level of gray information usually means it's probably like SEALs and Delta Force or whatever. So going to do some anti Boko Haram Black Ops stuff, possibly also uh, going into like southern Niger and taking out some of the militancy groups there, since the Nigerian government can't really keep a handle on that, nor can the Malian government, nor can the Burkina Fasoan government. But the Malian government, at least secretly, quietly, kind of already agreed to let some form of, whether it's us or France or somebody else, some form of outside forces in to deal with the problem, because that they a few weeks ago suddenly out of nowhere, after being like uh, death to America, the West is the world's greatest evil, blah blah blah. They suddenly turned an about face and just openly announced that they're going to let all the mining companies from Western countries back in to do all the mines, which we probably would not have agreed to uh, unless they agreed to let us deal with stuff, since they clearly cannot. So that was probably the trade offer is, hey, you guys can come do all the mining again, and you can get like a chunk of the profit from that again. If you come in and relieve the encroaching situation here, where more and more territory is being swept by the West African branch, I guess, of Al Qaeda. I don't know if it has its own name, along with the African version of ISIS, along with the North effectively falling to the Tuareg separatists. But the difference, the African ISIS and the West African branch of Al Qaeda, by all means, would actually also fight each other if and after they reached and deposed the Malian government. But for the time being, they have been coordinating and working together and gradually encroaching towards Bamako. So that was probably the deal or the trade-off that was offered there. So something's probably going to be happening there as well. But us specifically are deploying an unspoken group of military personnel, aka either SEALs or Delta Force or whatever, to northern Nigeria to deal with stuff there. Which, if we're actually doing that ourselves, that kind of indicates we believe the threat level is significant enough to where it might harm things, disrupt the system, maybe not like overrun the Nigerian military, which is remarkably small and expectably poorly equipped, but remarkably small for a country of its population size. Probably not literally overrun all the way to like the coast and like take over the country or anything and disrupt the oil supplies, but a lot of the mines, because Nigeria does output minerals as well, particularly critical stuff like tantalum. You know, so we probably expect there's like a fair enough chance some of the northern militant groups could like overrun some of those. So that's likely the reason for establishing that setup right now. And apart from that, I don't think there was even any other like small scale stuff going on that I would say anything about. Yeah, I don't really have anything coming to mind, at least that I saw happening. So that might end up being it. Uh I mean I've seen links that people have posted in the comments under my videos. Those show up. They're usually stupid stuff. Like I've clicked on them and they've either gone to an error page or they've gone to a page with like text that just says LOL or LMAO, gotcha. So I'm typically not going to trust people's links to begin with, but I don't know if there's a thing that stops them from showing up in chat or whatever. They seem to show up in comments on underneath posted videos. But let me just run over everybody one more time. No, I'm not picking up on anything that I think I forgot, and I'm not getting the usual like in the back of my head feeling that I forgot something either. So, like I warned in the title that it was going to be short. So there you go. That's probably going to end up being it. I need to go make some chicken for dinner, anyways. Yeah, I've seen various tables of that already. My only thing that I was talking about earlier was that people on X were saying that the ones doing the like fighting Cthulhu in the Bermuda Triangle training exercise or whatever like are it's they were acting as if it's physically impossible to stop doing that and just move somewhere else because we've done that before all the time during like all the times where China tries or has done the force assembly practice runs on the coast off from Taiwan. We've multiple times in the past we've pulled random carriers out of stuff they were supposed to be doing to send them over there to flex through the strait while China was doing stuff. But yeah, even the UK is sending stuff down now. Hold on. There was actually, now I'm thinking about it, I might have been forgetting one thing. Give me a second. I don't know if blah 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 blah. That's Ukraine and Russia stuff. Ukraine and Russia stuff. Switching out 15s for 35s. Blah blah blah. And that's all stuff from last time. Right. If I am forgetting something, it's not something I bookmarked. But I might just be psyching myself out, and I might not actually have forgotten something specific. Although the closer I get to finally calling it off, the worse the feeling is getting, though. But I can't afford to be indecisive forever, so this is, in fact, where we're going to call it off. Uh, Hold on. Blah blah blah. Timestamps, reactions, auto participants, community moderation. I don't see anything like that. There's no dial that what there's no dial there. It might be something under like settings, monetization, overlay, third party tools. I think that's for the Streamily stuff to have like the custom like custom emotes or whatever. Uh, what does this do? What does this take me over to? Community moderation, comments, moderation, basic messages. Apparently, there's no moderation in live chat messages. I don't even have blocked words. Link text. Hold comments with hashtag. I don't even have this checked. The thing that would apparently withhold stuff that has URLs in it. I'll just X that up. Yes. Okay. Yes. Leave page. All right. That is going to be where we end off, and just short of half an hour. Good. I'm going to go eat some popcorn chicken from Checkers. All right. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you around next time.